Welcome to my Animatrix endgame build for NIOH 2, you summoning bastards. This build focuses on getting Anima as much as possible and spamming Otakemaru yokai ability. Otakemaru is the strongest yokai ability in the game and it is acquired by the end of the first playthrough. It can be a little gimmicky at times to hit with that particular spell, but thankfully we're gonna have enough Anima to do it again if we fail the first time. This build has it all, really. We deal a lot of damage with Tonfas, we have a lot of survivability through life drain, and Otakemaru on its own is amazing DPS ability. So you have defense, offense and Anima at your disposal to cast almost at will. Stats should look something like this. I specifically went with this setup because this setup grants me 2 guardian spirits and its bonuses that I can switch around whenever I feel like I need to. I went with dexterity as my primary attribute because I've chosen Tonfa as my main weapon and it can be remodeled to scale from dexterity. I'm also using poison shurikens to poison an enemy, and having lots of ninjutsu power makes it easier. High dexterity, at least combined with something else I forgot what it was, is also required to unlock important ability from one of the guardian spirits. Strength at 12 and constitution at 11 are requirements for the set. Put couple of points into stamina as well so that we can get agility B rating. Main weapon is Tonfa, but it needs to be +1, +2 or +3. Doesn't matter as long as there is plus so that we can remodel it to scale from dexterity. Tonfa that I have is kinda a perfect setup. I have life drain from active skill, I have saturation accumulation increase because we are using water a lot as our element. Then we have reduced ki consumption when using skills and also special ability called Tonfa Gun. This can be tempered, so you don't have to use Sarutobi's gunsticks, but if you have Sarutobi's gunsticks you can use them as well. You can also change this build to work with dual swords, especially these ones that have dual elements. We are gonna get some Anima back from elemental damage that we do, so having 2 types of elemental damage on one weapon is truly an amazing thing for this build. However, that would require a lot of different things, and that's why I went with Tonfa. Tonfa Gun on its own does fire damage next to physical damage, so when we put water amulet on our weapon, we do physical fire and water damage. Necessary helmet for this build is Tengu Mask because of super efficient yokai ability. It does what it says it does, and it's a very rare stat that I didn't see anywhere else. Maybe there are some other things that have this stat, but I did not see it. Set that I went with is Kohoku because of Anima charge bonus from 3 pieces. Other pieces are also nice because we get attack bonus from Amrita Gauge and all the other goodies. When you eventually get to Yasakani's Magatama at the end of New Game Plus, then you're gonna have 6-piece bonus available even when wearing only 5 pieces. I don't have it at the moment, but it is not really an essential bonus that we cannot live without. It's still a nice thing to have though. On your chest piece, try to get life recovery through Amrita Absorption. When you combine that with life drain from active skill, we can restore health at will. As for the rest of the bonuses on other pieces, go for whatever you wish. Untouched Omnio, untouched Ninjutsu, Ninjutsu power, attack, increased attack and defense on Tonfa, and all of those things are really good, but not essential. Comb is one of the better accessories for this build because of Amrita Gauge charge. We get some bonuses when Amrita is at full, we get attack bonuses and we also get defense bonuses from certain guardian spirit. I would suggest grabbing all 3 types of elemental accumulation. That means get one on weapon, for example saturation, then get on both accessories different ones, so that you have at the end saturation on your weapon, for example, then burn accumulation on first accessory and shock accumulation on second accessory. Otakemaru yokai ability does all 3 elemental types of damage, and this way we can apply elemental debuffs more easily, and also we might even get confusion status on the enemy, which is the best effect in the game. There are 2 guardian spirits as our primary ones that we can switch whenever we need, with attributes that we have. Saorsi is one of them, or however you pronounce her name. We have defense bonus based off of Amrita gauge, we have Amrita gauge charge increase, and Anima bonus through Amrita absorption. All the things that are really nice for this build. Core setup with her should be Roku, this one, with Anima bonus scorched enemy and ability damage against poisoned enemy. Primary soul core and basis for this whole build is Otakemaru. It is the most powerful yokai ability in the game, and on its own it also increases Anima and gives us Anima bonus based on confused enemy. Confusion will be frequently applied on our enemies because on our own we do 2 types of elemental damage. Fire from gun tonfa and water element if we applied water amulet, or even lightning amulet if enemy is resistant to water. Next to that, Otakemaru does trifecta of elemental damage, so we just need to apply 2 different debuffs from elements and confusion will be applied to the enemy. Confusion is the best status effect in the game because it debilitates enemies' key recovery completely almost, and also enemies receive additional damage. Another primary guardian spirit that we can use, and that I am using all the time except when enemy is immune to water, is Hime. She's got really nice bonuses for Tonfa build. She's got Anima charge bonus from cumulative damage, that means consecutive subsequent damage done to an enemy, and Tonfas are masters of that. Then we have life drain from water attacks, which is not that great to be honest because we cannot get water damage that high up, but we also get auto recovery when at critical state, we get water resistance and Anima bonus when hitting saturated enemy, and that is the reason why I went with increased saturation accumulation on weapon and accessories. Same setup here, we use Otakemaru and Roku, and we add third one called Infernal Onibi Soul Core that gets us Anima bonus increase when we do elemental attacks, which we are doing all the time. For once, Tengen is not my primary guardian spirit, but I am using it as my secondary because of Anima bonus elemental attack and because of yokai ability damage increase for phantom yokai abilities only, and Otakemaru is phantom yokai ability. Tonfa skills that we need are Gun Tonfa based ones and Apocalypse Mystic Art. Crimson Lotus and Devastation are Gun Tonfa based abilities. Other than that, go for all the blue nodes. From ninjutsu we only need Poison Shuriken to achieve poison status on our enemies, and you can also go for Toxic Ground Fire because it is easier to poison human enemies with Toxic Ground Fire than Shurikens. Get Snakebite technique as well because of the recurrent damage dealt, as we are gonna put Scorch status on our enemies fairly often next to the poison one as well. Omnium magic that we need is traditional setup from Protection, Extraction, Weakness, and Sloth. Sloth helps to slow down the enemies so that they stay at one spot where we can hit them with Otakemaru. I would also advise Amplification to extend duration of spells. Water Talisman is also an important thing here to have, so grab all 3 upgrades next to all the Elemental Stop Talismans too. From Shiftling I would advise anything that relates to Anima, that is Devour Yokai Realm, Absorb Yokai Realm, Dragon's Echo, although Dragon's Echo won't work if we have Hime equipped at the time. Hime is Feral and Otakemaru is Phantom, so they don't match, but Saorsi and Otakemaru match. Imperious Strike on our active skill is also nice to have to get that increased Anima gain by 50% more than usual. Next to that, get Dragon Vein that increases rate of which you gain Anima by some amount. Then Leechkin that restores health when you damage an enemy with yokai ability. Earth Vein that increases maximum Anima. Special Finesse Focus is also nice. Special Finesse Refresh as well. Dark Vitality 2. And Soul Atrophy that reduces enemy's maximum ki more than usual when doing yokai abilities. Under skill customization I would advise putting on mid-stance Devastation Imperial Strike and then put damage boost dexterity from Samurai Tree wherever you want, Wild Lions or Demon Dance, up to you, or you can even put it on Crimson Lotus. Clan that I went with is Date because of Anima Charge melee attack. Efficient yokai abilities all is not really that good against bosses because it will do absolutely fuck all in that situation, but it is good when clearing enemies up to boss fight, because we restore some Anima whenever we deal killing blow with yokai ability. Anima Charge melee attack is in effect every time we hit an enemy with any kind of melee attack, be it skill or normal attacks. So that is why it is the best clan for this build. So how do we play this? We put Extraction, Protection, Arch Yokai and Water Amulet. If enemy is immune to water, then we switch to Sorcery as our Guardian Spirit and apply Lightning Amulet instead. Now we have to put Weakness and poison an enemy if possible. Slot helps too, but be warned that against some enemies it is useless. Now whenever we have enough Anima we can use Otakemaru. We have so many Anima bonuses that it is gonna fill up quite fast, especially when you spam Devastation ability. Devastation ability with Amulet applied will do two types of elemental damage, fire from Gun Tonfa and water or lightning from an amulet, and we get increased Anima gain through elemental attacks thanks to Tengen as our secondary Guardian Spirit and some Soul Cores as well. Basically whatever we do, we get Anima back somehow and at an increased rate. We also have so many heals through Life Drain active skill and Life Recovery through Amrita Absorption. Using Otakemaru can be pain in the arse at times because it is an AoE ability but enemies tend to go out of that area. That is why I have Sloth available whenever I plan on using Otakemaru. It is also advised to be up in enemy's face before using Otakemaru because that's how you're gonna do most damage. If some bosses pose specific problem and you just can't hit them properly with Otakemaru, then simply switch Otakemaru for Yatsu no Kami and use Yatsu no Kami at all times, because it costs much less Anima, but it also does much less damage. That's all there is to it. Don't forget to reapply Arch Yokai Talisman whenever possible and reapply debuffs on an enemy whenever they enter Dark Realm and exit the Dark Realm, because that's when they lose those debuffs. One thing I simply do not know is how yokai abilities scale and if they scale at all, damage wise I mean. I know we can up the damage through some other means like increase the yokai ability damage against poison enemy, which we already have equipped, and through Guardian Spirits, but that's really it as far as I know. Here's a quick tip what you can do with Soul Cores and Corrupted Weapons. Thanks goes to this viewer for letting me know that through his comment. This means we can transfer stats such as increased Anima gain through Amrita Absorption, or some other cool stats like Yokai ability Ki Pulse that performs Yokai ability and Ki Pulse at the same time whenever we use Yokai ability. Really cool thing to have. That would be all for this video. Thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed it and stay tuned for more content.